Welcome back to Fast Money. Bitcoin still struggling to get back to 7,000, and word on the street is that the Bitcoin bubble is actually bursting. Bob Pisani's got the details from the NYSE. Bob.
Hello, Melissa. Bank of America's chief investment strategist, Michael Hartnett, you all know him, has been getting some attention in the last day or so for this chart. Take a look here, a lot going on. And implying Bitcoin should join the list of the greatest asset price bubbles in history, including the Dutch tulip bubble, the Mississippi Company and South Sea Company in the 18th century, gold in the 1970s, the stock market rally in 29. Just look at the chart here. Bitcoin appears to be the biggest bubble of them all. That's the high one. At its highest level, it was nearly 60 times the value of 3 years ago. Now, the Dutch tulip mania, by the way, that was at its height in the 1630s. That was only 40 times higher than 3 years before. The Mississippi Company, that was formed as a monopoly when the French controlled Louisiana and the southern United States in the 1720s, was 30 times higher than its early years. So nothing else comes close to Bitcoin. Now, we all know these kinds of charts are a staple of Wall Street, and the implication is that you're supposed to draw this mental line and assume Bitcoin will fall dramatically as well. The problem is it may not go to nothing, or like the stock market in 1929, it may fall big and then just come back again. Here's my thoughts. It's still too early in this cycle for this to definitely be called a bubble. Call it what we experienced, perhaps a bubbleette. I don't know. This is like the internet in the 1980s. A lot of people tell me that there may be a lot more room to go. So I think it's a little too early to say the bubble is completely burst. Melissa, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Bob Pisani. For more on this, let's bring in a former JP Morgan trader who went all in on crypto. Danny Masters is the chairman of CoinShares, which launched the world's first publicly traded Bitcoin and Ethereum funds. Danny, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks,
you launched this fund back in 2014, so you've been an early believer in Bitcoin, and this after successful career at JP Morgan as a commodities trader, right? So when you take a look at a chart like that Bank of America Merrill Lynch had put out, what do you think?
I wonder where Bank of America were on the very left side of that chart, because I don't remember the bullish call on the way up to start with. Look, I think crypto is a difficult marketplace to analyze. There are metrics that don't exist in the markets that we traditionally know and love. And so I look at people like Chris Beninsky, who I know is a guest here frequently, like Spencer Bogart, who is Carlotta Ochoa, who works for us, Chris Bendixson, people who've been around crypto for 5 years will give you a very, very different feel than this chart looks like this chart kind of approach. So it's a tough one to call.
How do you actually trade crypto? And I asked you that because people want to make parallels or try and think of the way in which you trade crypto like another commodity. Perhaps you were a commodities trader. Can you make that parallel, or is it a completely different animal in terms of what drives the trade on a day-to-day basis?
I think my first ever thoughts in crypto were sort of parallel to my first thoughts in oil. We started my company way back, and it was commodities focused. And I thought that the depletion that was pervasive and the emergence of China in the early 2000s would lead to a scenario that would rally commodities. And I didn't think that we'd find the answer and the proof for many years to come. And I think that's a parallel with cryptocurrency. I think that the setup is there, and I think that the story is convincing, the technology is convincing. We may not know the proof for another 10 years.
Is it concerning, though, that in that parallel, I mean, back then for oil, there was a use case for oil. People were using it for various applications. But right now, the use case for cryptocurrency, even as a currency, is questionable. And even as a store of value, if you take a look at the volatility, may be questionable as well.
Yeah, I think if you look back to the commodity parallel, I remember the outbreak of the Gulf War in August '91, I think, or the land war. We saw moves in oil that we'd never seen before, overnight moves, and that changed the whole dynamic, and it opened up a whole new area for oil prices to go. So I don't think it's you can necessarily look back at those things and draw those exact parallels. Look, the use cases for crypto are Bitcoin is disrupting money and gold. Ethereum is disrupting the formation of capital. There are other protocols that are disrupting identity, identity, provenance, and so on. And these things are really, unproven yet, but quite promising.
So, Danny, let's talk about that use case for Bitcoin, because it is the largest crypto. It seems like some of the smartest minds have really just hunkered down here, and they're saying, okay, we know what the knocks are. It's slow and this or that or whatever. So when you think about something like the Lightning Network, which is developed to actually speed up transactions, We've seen transactions fall dramatically since the crypto. Is it the tail wagging the dog? What's going on here? How do we get these use cases to go? And are these brilliant minds on to the right stuff? Are they focused on the right stuff?
Yeah, look, one of the things that struck me about the whole crypto universe when I first got involved, I know another one of your guests, Dan Moorhead, and I were in Amsterdam in early 2014, and I think we were the only two financial guys in a conference of 2,000 developers and crypto geeks. And one thing I would say for sure, this is a very intelligent, ideological, smart group of young people that has really driven this whole technology, and they are, you know, they're what really drive it, I think.
But so, Danny, on that, so I agree with that, and I totally agree in the use case for crypto and why, you know, the decentralized ledger is very good for a lot of business.
Yeah.
But is Bitcoin going to be the horse to ride? So that's my only issue,
yeah.
because a lot of people are just grabbing onto that which is there. But do you see this as a, you know, as the commodity for the crypto space that will live out?
Look, I think Bitcoin has a very special and unique position in crypto. Obviously, Satoshi's original white paper, its early emergence, you know, when we started, Bitcoin was the only cryptocurrency in existence. So I think it's always going to have that special space. And what we've always thought, and I think it's proving the point with Lightning, actually, is that in as much as you see other tweaks and developments that happen perhaps in alternative currencies, like we saw segregated witness and other capacity expanding event happen in Litecoin before it happened in Bitcoin. I think all these things do actually add to the use cases of Bitcoin and make it better.
So walk us through your fund a little bit. I mean, it's been a rough year for, I mean, you mentioned Pantera, rough year for Pantera so far. Any fund invested in cryptocurrency. So do you hold fiat in times like this? Is that the way you offset some of the risk? Or?
I can't get into the specific performance metrics of our funds for some regulatory reasons, but I would tell you we had a very strong year last year, and we've had a strong year this year as well. So yeah, we certainly are very flexible in what we do. We can be all cash from time to time if we so choose, even short.
Are you in all cash?
We were in one of our funds, yeah.
You were, okay.
Since a little bit early, but we were by December, yeah.
And at this point, what are some of the cryptocurrencies that you think have the biggest upside for this year?
You know, at the moment, there's been a lot of compression for all of the altcoins. They've kind of suffered exponentially. And that, I think, is because, you know, what drives Litecoin is really, for example, the overflow from Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin transaction fees get very high, like they did in December because there's so much traffic, that puts more fee pressure, more fee revenue into Litecoin, and that increases. You know, Ethereum Classic would be the exact same parallel for Ethereum.
So there's like a trickle down.
Yeah, so those other altcoins have been quite depressed. For me, I think there are really two main plays at the moment. I like Bitcoin. I think we've seen a lot of liquidation. I think we've seen a lot of leverage come out of the market, which was probably a little too risky for some people to hold on to, and that's come out. So I sort of like Bitcoin, if we can call it the reserve currency of crypto. It's a fancy term, but let's use that one for the moment. And then I think there are select projects in the altcoin space, the ICO, you know, coin space, the ERC20 space, for example. You know, I think when you look at good developers, good idea, non-forkable idea, a blockchain-specific idea, you can select tokens that have been beaten down and are quite attractive at these prices. Okay. But it's more of a stock pickers kind of market.
But you're not going to give us any of the ICOs that you're in.
I would tell you a couple of companies I like. I like Aventus Coin. It's an event ticketing. So now, we are owners of that company. We also like Commerce Block, which is a BIP 175 federated sidechain protocol. We're also invested in that company heavily. Both of those companies, you know, under the hood, like all the good companies, will develop usable technology in the next 9 to 18 months. And I think that's what the market needs to get some confidence back.
Danny, it's been great to have you with us. We hope you'll come back.
You're very welcome.
Danny Masters.
Thank you.
What do you say?
So we had a melt up November, December, and we've had a crash back in January, and now it's been kind of a, this is in let's just talk Bitcoin for a second. Now it's been a slow bleed. It's probably going to reverse that entire move back towards 5,000. This is my just guess, okay? But here's the thing. Keep an eye on all these projects. Danny said it like 4 times. Remember that announcement that Coinbase made last week? Mm-hmm. They are starting a venture fund to invest in projects. I think this is really the bull case for these coins, especially the big ones.
Tim?
Yeah, I think Danny's right. You have a dynamic here where I think you have to see some of these platforms go to work as well and let that technology play out. But I'm a big believer. I just, the question is Bitcoin the horse to ride all the way through is obviously the bigger challenge, I think, for people that are just playing in that space.
Hey Charles. What? The Bitcoin we used to do some of our trades on is going up 100%.
Yeah, well, what does it mean to me?
It means we doubled our money.
What? Wait, how much do we double?
About 10%.
Wait, why only 10%?
Because you told me to only put 10% in.
Well, put more in.
But Charles, it might go down.
Hector, in one day it doubled. Can you imagine what that means for tomorrow? Put more in.
How much more?
All of it.
All right. Oh, okay. It went up a little.
Money.
The little candlestick.
See what I said? See what I said? You gotta have faith.
Hit the stick of the candle. Hey.
Oh, this is nice.
Hey, boss. Are you sure we can afford this place?
Will you stop being such an El Pessimo?
I just want to be responsible.
Hector, we doubled our money.
Wait, but that's all in Bitcoin.
Doubling's double.
With all due respect, we don't know where it's at right now.
Hector, check it.
What?
Check it.
Holy guacamole. Boss, Bitcoin is up 500%.
You just gotta believe.
We have $85,000.
Say it, Hector. I'm the man.
You're a man.
Pack up your stuff, kiddo. We're moving to the big office.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hector, Ferrari, I want it in red.
Boss, with all due respect, I don't know if we can afford that. Okay, 1 second. Goodness gracious. Boss, Bitcoin is up 10,000%. Boss, we have $300,000 in Bitcoin.
You know, when I started, I had nothing. But look at me now.
Yes.
Get 2 Ferraris. 1 red, 1 yellow.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Hector,
Yes, boss.
order some blockchain bumper stickers.
Oh, yes, the black highlight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the moon.
Charles,
What's up?
Bitcoin is going down.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's down in the low teens. We should sell.
No.
Charles, we could.
Hold.
What?
Hold.
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 Wait, it's going back up. Oh, like the candlestick. Oh, it's going back up. It's going back up. Oh,
You see that?
oh.
You don't let fear take your Bitcoin.
I'm going to the yacht.
I'll join you in 30. Hey, smile, big boy. You think we could like shoot these with guns? You know, like for fun, target
Don't know.
practice.
It's the best idea. Yeah. Boss, Bitcoin is dropping.
What?
It's dropping fast.
Hector.
It's under 9,000.
Hold.
Hey, boss, it's dropping.
Hector, come on. Hold.
It's still dropping. Hold. Oh, it's dropping quick. Hold. Boss. Hold. Bye-bye, Ferrari. Hold. Is it 100? 50? 40? 10? 5?
Okay, sell.
Okay. We were the last people on the market.
That's okay. How much is that?
5.
$5.
5 cents.